Begone, dull care. Fire shall have its will of thee. Begone, dull care. And all the winds make merry with thy dust. Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
Their pedophile Luciferian get-together every, was it July, their summer camp. That is nothing but a Luciferian pedophile organisation. They really do murder people there. I saw one adult murder. And, and they dressed me up as a teddy bear and sent me on a hunt.
Witnessed children being sacrificed at the Grove?
You know, I did. And I've made this very public. It is revolving around the case of the missing child case of Kevin Collins. I, myself, Peter Alexander Cherniff, am one of 3 people that have witnessed ritualistic murders of children during the 80s up here during the 80s.
Bohemian Grove is a 2,700-acre redwood tree grove located in Monte Rio, California. In July of each year, politicians such as presidents along with businessmen and celebrities attend the campground to witness ceremonies and to partake in various activities. Members of the grove claim it is simply a men's club which provides entertainment for 2 weeks in the summer. Many people have come out in the past claiming they had been trafficked to Bohemian Grove to be a part of human hunting games. This is when people are taken captive, then released into the woods, and the elite hunt them with guns for sport. In this video, we'll take a look at the allegations of human hunting taking place at Bohemian Grove. The Bohemian Club formed in 1872. It is a private men's club consisting of the most prominent men in the world, including presidents, politicians, business tycoons, senior media executives, and many other powerful people. In 1893, the Bohemian Club located their gatherings at Bohemian Grove. By 1899, they purchased the land and privatized it. Pictures from the early days of Bohemian Grove shows the members lynching men and also shows young children being bound to altars. Members and guests who entered the Grove must follow the strict guidelines of what goes on at the Grove stays at the Grove. All discussions within the Grove, whether they be business related or personal, must stay confidential. The club's motto is, "Weaving spiders come not here." This implies that outside concerns and business deals are to be left outside. Although this is a club's motto, the members rarely stick to it. Important political and business deals have been developed at the Grove. Many military operations have been masterminded at the Grove. These include the Manhattan Project, which led to the creation of the atomic bomb. In 1981, ABC News aired a news story about the Bohemian Grove. The report listed members such as Gerald Ford, George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, and many more. The membership list has included every Republican Party and some Democratic Party US president since 1923, along with many cabinet officials, directors and CEOs of large corporations, including major financial institutions, major military contractors, oil companies, banks, and media moguls. Mark Dice released a book titled Bohemian Grove, Fact and Fiction. In the book, he goes into detail about the groups. These are the groups he claims to be part of the club. The Hillbillies. This is supposedly made up of CEOs, bankers, oil tycoons, politicians, and media moguls who come from the state of Texas. Known members of this group, according to Wikipedia, are members of the Bush family. A creepy fact about this particular group is that their logo or insignia is a hoofed and horned devil figure. The most elite group or sub-camp is known as Mandalay. This group consists of former presidents and political figures. Each group and its members have their own quarters at the Grove. After 40 years of membership, the men earn what is known as Old Guard status. This gives the members reserved seating at the Grove's daily tasks. Former President Herbert Hoover was inducted into the Old Guard on March 19, 1953. He had joined the club exactly 40 years prior. Since the Grove's start, the men have enjoyed entertainment at the Grove. They would dance, drink alcohol, and light lanterns along with other forms of entertainment. In recent times from the 20th century onward, the members prefer different types of entertainment. Some of the members like to dress up in drag and party. Others like to use a male prostitution service. In 1989, a man by the name of Philip West infiltrated the Grove and claimed the recent outbreak of AIDS had affected the homosexual activities going on at the Grove. In 2004, the New York Post claimed a male porn star by the name of Chad Savage was employed at the Grove.
Let's look at Northern California, U.S. You know San Francisco is gone. It's clear over its planet, but it is just down the rowdy part of town now. But the upper class of San Francisco is that way. The Bohemian Grove that I attend, one time to time, the others that come there. But it is the most faggy goddamn thing you will ever imagine in San Francisco crowd because it's just terrible. I mean, I can always shake hands with everybody in San Francisco.
The Bohemian Club, as you say, the Bohemian Club? That's where all those rich Republicans go up and stand naked against redwood trees, right? I've never been to the Bohemian Club, but you ought to go. It'd be good for you. Get some fresh air.
According to Mark Dice and his research, not only is it male prostitution that occurs, so does female. In his book, he states, as it's a men's-only club, the members go to the close-by Northwood Lodge and resort to have sex with the female prostitutes. Before the entertainment starts, the men are involved in a ceremony called the Cremation of Care. The Grove is not just simply a high-profile camping spot. It consists of hundreds of structures ranging from clubhouses, bedrooms, theatres, industrial-sized kitchens, and the staging area where the Cremation of Care is performed. The Cremation of Care ceremony was first conducted at the Bohemian Grove in 1881. Before the elite indulge in various activities, they must first perform the Cremation of Care. During this ritual, they sacrifice a human effigy made out of a metal framework which is covered in paper. The effigy they sacrifice is known as Care. They burn it and sacrifice it so they can become carefree while at the Grove and partake in various activities. The ceremony is described as an exorcising of the demon to ensure the success of the ensuing 2 weeks. The ceremony is done at sunset on the second Saturday of July each year. It is conducted by a man known as a high priest. He wears a silver robe with a red cape. A high priest is a Luciferian name for a male who oversees rituals. The high priest is accompanied by about 24 men who wear long black and red robes. The men also carry torches. The high priest wears a microphone which broadcasts his voice over a sound system. The ritual is watched by 1,000 spectators. Radio show host, documentary filmmaker and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones successfully infiltrated into the Bohemian Grove in 2000. He captured the Cremation of Care ceremony on tape.
Time of evidence which would pursue us here has lost its power under these friendly trees. So shall we burn thee once again this night, and in the flames that eat thine effigy, we shall read the sign, Midsummer sets us free. Ye shall burn me once again. Now with these flames, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign, ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire. Begone, dull care. Fire shall have its will of thee. Begone, dull care, and all the winds make merry with thy ducts. Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, Midsummer sets us free.
While there, Alex Jones claimed he didn't see anything conspicuous, but claimed the Grove was rife with homosexual activity. Since he infiltrated, the security in and around the Grove has increased. Police dogs and thermal cameras are now used to make sure future infiltrations do not occur. They sacrifice a human effigy to a 40-foot concrete owl statue. The owl is the Grove's mascot. The Bohemian Club themselves only refer to this figure as Great Owl. This has led to many people speculating to who the owl represents. Some claim the owl represents Moloch, an ancient Canaanite god associated with child sacrifice. Others claim it is the owl of Minerva. Minerva is a Roman goddess of wisdom. The goddess Minerva is also associated with sacrifice. Human hunting refers to humans being hunted and killed for pleasure, entertainment, sport, or sustenance. There have been historical incidences of the practice being carried out during times of social upheaval. In ancient Greece, the upper class of Sparta regularly practiced the stalking and murder of the lower class population. During the Spanish Civil War, wealthy landowners hunted the lower class on horseback. Many people have come forward claiming to be survivors of human hunting events which took place at Bohemian Grove. There have been 4 people to have come forward claiming to have witnessed ritualistic murder of children and people at Bohemian Grove. These include Fiona Barnett, David Shurter, Peter Alexander Chernoff and Paul Bonacci. Fiona Barnett is a victim of the CIA mind control program MKUltra. Her programming took place in Australia. As part of her being a mind-controlled subject, she became what is known as a Grand Dame. This is a Luciferian term for a woman who oversees rituals and the training of children. She, against her own will, was part of a Luciferian cult in Australia which involved many prominent people. She claimed at the age of 6 she was trafficked from Australia to America to attend a Bohemian Grove hunting party. She claimed to have been trafficked with another abuse victim by the name of David Shurter. While there, she claimed her and other children were dressed in teddy bear costumes, then released into the woods and hunted. During this hunt, she claims the theme song Teddy Bear's Picnic was played over the Grove sound system. She claims she participated in a paedophile hunt within the redwood forest and was drugged and raped by Reverend Billy Graham in a pink bubble themed cabin. This cabin would have been allocated to the group the perpetrator was a part of.
I'd been to America before a few times. So one time was a main time that stands out was when I was 6 and I was trafficked to Bohemian Grove to Richard Nixon's very close Watergate buddy, Billy Graham, the Reverend Billy Graham. Nixon assaulted me in Australia when he was over there after the Watergate thing, and then he recommended me to Billy Graham, and as a victim that would be suitable for a Bohemian Grove. Their pedophile Luciferian get together every July, their summer camp. That is nothing but a Luciferian pedophile organisation. They really do murder people there. I saw one adult murder, and and they dressed me up as a teddy bear and sent me on a hunt. The favourite thing pedophiles like to do is hunting children. The Bohemian Grove is originally a hunting organisation. They love to hunt kids. That's what they love to do. And that's what the royals like to do over in Europe. You've heard other testimonies from people. And my 6th birthday was, I attended a big hunt where they actually shot children for sport. They said, you're responsible for these kids. If you don't get them over those hills into safety, we're shooting them. And so that's, that was part of training. Former President Richard Nixon raped me in the back of a USA CIA military plane at Australia's main military airport, the one where Air Force One lands if it visits Australia. After this, I was child sex trafficked from Sydney Airport to California, USA, in a cargo plane. I was gassed and stuffed in a wooden crate like an animal. During this trip, I was raped by media founder Ted Turner at a pedophile party held at Disneyland, and I was trafficked to the annual summer camp at Bohemian Grove, attended by notable politicians, businessmen and other VIPs. I was raped by Reverend Billy Graham in a pink bubble-themed cabin at Bohemian Grove. Billy Graham told me that his good buddy Richard Nixon had recommended me to him. At Bohemian Grove, I was one of a group of children dressed as teddy bears and hunted for sport by men in the forest to the theme song Teddy Bear's Picnic. I also witnessed the ritual murder of a woman by male guests dressed in black Luciferian robes.
This isn't the first time the teddy bear allegations have been made. American actor and voice actor Harry Shearer, who is known for Spinal Tap and being the voice of Mr. Burns in The Simpsons, made a 2002 film called Teddy Bear's Picnic. The film is about celebrities, politicians and businessmen gathering at an exclusive resort in Northern California to carry out ceremonies. In the film, employees are secretly recording the ceremony. Harry Shearer later admitted the film is meant to be a parody of Alex Jones' real footage of Bohemian Grove's Cremation of Care. Could the title be an insider nod to the real ongoings at the Grove? Teddy bears are widely used as symbolism within these paedophile groups. Peter Alexander Chernoff claims he witnessed children being murdered at Bohemian Grove in 1984.
Peter, you've witnessed children being sacrificed at the Grove?
I did. And I've made this very public. It is revolving around the case of the missing child case of Kevin Collins. And if anybody looks it up on the internet, they still say that it's an unsolved case. I've been to law enforcement in San Francisco. I made a mention of this for the first time back in 2003. I, myself, Peter Alexander Chernoff, am one of 3 people that have witnessed ritualistic murders of children during the 80s up here, during the 80s. The other one is David Shurter, and the third person is Paul Bonacci. At the Bohemian Grove, I was involved in a rather private ritual, Catholic, Nazi, satanic in nature. a service, a working, if you will, with 9 relative unknowns at the time, so to speak. A most unique killing ritual table with 9 retractable, long, thin, sharp knives. Blades. Young Catholic Kevin Collins, snatched off the streets of San Francisco, was sacrificed. As he lay on the table, the knives were brought up through him. And after this, each participant, buoyed by the others, rose to prominence. Leaders of the minions, princes unto mammon. I called it 9 knights, 9 arms, 9 blades. The participants, except for 1 or 2 I didn't mention, are Willie Brown, Arlen Specter, Barney Frank, Roger Mahoney, the L.A. Cardinal, Ratzinger, who's now the Pope, Robert Byrd, George Bush Sr., and Warren Buffett, and the Master of Ceremonies was Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino.
Paul Bonacci is a victim to the CIA mind control program MKUltra. He was involved in a Franklin cover-up scandal. The Franklin cover-up was a United States scandal based in Nebraska, which included prominent politicians of the 80s being involved in compromising videos of them raping underage people on film.
Some parties now watching, I seen President Bush there.
What did Vice President Bush hang around after the party was over, or what?
He was after the party a couple of times, and we were hiding in the closet, but I didn't do nothing with him. With the black kid, and he was with the white kid.
What do you mean with the white kid and the black kid?
Well, there was one.
Tell me about the time when you were in the closet.
We were just sitting in the closet talking, just kind of trying to mind our own business. We were staying away from the rest of the party. We were in a back room in the bedroom.
Was this after the formal party was over?
Well, it was kind of during the formal party, but it was after a lot of people had already started leaving and stuff. And we remember that a couple of Secret Servicemen came in. One went to the window and looked around outside the window and stuff. The other one came in, looked in the closet, and thought he'd seen us.
Was it
He
dark?
had a flashlight. The lights were off. He didn't even bother turning the lights. Come in with a flashlight. Looked in the closet. You know, I guess he didn't really look around it because me and him were sitting on the floor right below it. It kind of looked like this. He didn't even look down. Kind of looked like that and stuff. Turned around and walked out of the room and stuff, and then we seen this other guy come in and stuff, and we didn't recognize him at first.
Was the closet door open or closed?
It was partially open. I seen this time Vice President Bush go in, and all he did was the kids perform oral sex on him. That was it.
Kids what?
Perform oral sex on him.
The kid performed oral. Which, the black kid or the white kid?
Both. Well, first, I seen him at 2 different times.
2 separate parties. Once with a white kid and once with a black kid?
Yeah.
So you saw him twice.
Yeah.
And the kid had to perform oral sex on him?
These films were then used as blackmail to keep the politicians under control. The scandal also included satanic ritual abuse and snuff films. Paul Bonacci claimed he was involved in a snuff film which took place at Bohemian Grove in 1985. He claimed the former leader of the National Black Republican Council, Larry King, was present at the time of the recording. Paul claimed he was one of 2 other kids involved in a snuff film at Bohemian Grove. Paul said the victim was a boy named Jeremy who was kidnapped from Idaho. Paul, along with another boy named Nicholas, were forced into a cage with Jeremy and were then released and forced to hunt him. Paul claimed the person filming the snuff film was someone who they had picked up from Las Vegas, which he identified as Hunter Thompson, claiming it looked like him.
One thing that they had us do is they had their camera search and they let him out so that he could run. And they had us chase him down. They told us that we chase him down, we were supposed to chase him down, and then we were supposed to drag him back.
What did you do, knock him down or what?
Knocked him down and drag him back up to where the cage is at and stuff.
How did you drag him?
I grabbed his legs and then he grabbed his arms and we just sort of kind of carried him back up and kind of dragged him over.
Was he kicking, screaming?
He was kicking and screaming.
What was he saying?
Saying, please don't hurt me.
You heard him fall? You heard him fall? What'd you do to him, Paul? Huh?
I did what you told me to do.
What did you do to him, Paul?
I said something. If you do this, I'm going to kill you too.
Do what, Paul? Do what?
Scream again. Okay, so you screwed the kid, then what happened? The necklace from the kid too? Yeah. Something that tell him. That's money that came in. We didn't know about it. The necklace didn't know what was going to go on next. This guy came in and started kicking the shit out of Nicholas, and they started trying to kick the shit out of me. And he took me and Nicholas and shoved us in the cage. They took this kid and he sat there and sat him up. Sat him up? Right next to the cage, and then they shot him. For what? Shot him. Shot him in his head. Crying so much after they did it, they opened the cage, they grabbed Nicholas, and they scared me to death. They took him and they drug him over in the woods and stuff. I heard a couple of shots.
All of these claims of children hunting have reported to have happened in the 1980s. Who knows what still goes on at the Bohemian Grove nowadays? They still attend the Cremation of Care in July of each year. People believe the elite still carry out child hunting in the...
Whatever you think a human did to another human being, it happened. Yes. Anything, I don't know, fucked them, ate them, whatever it is, it happened.
Somewhere in history it definitely happened. Yes. It probably happened somewhere this year.
Yes. And sometimes in these special camps and stuff, it happens. These people own these thousands of acres and nothing grows on them. And just keep it there.
Weird ranches where people meet and do rituals.
Might want to hunt a motherfucker, let them go.
That's not outside the realm of possibility.
I know, that's why I'm throwing it at you.
I guarantee you there's been someone somewhere in the world who paid someone to hunt a person. I guarantee you that's happened.
No, this is what happened. They take these homeless people off the streets, put them in there, take them to one of these special hospitals. They take them from that hospital, may have them drugged up, take them on these large estates of property. Let's hunt.
Jesus
run.
Christ.
Nigga, run. No, really, I really believe that.
I think, that book, The Most Dangerous Game, didn't that come out in like the 30s? It's an old book about that very thing. Rich people hunting poor people.
The only reason we hunt the fox. Why is the only reason we hunt fox?
I think there's the fur.
The fox is the only one that backtracks.
Oh, because it's sneaky.
He's the only one that backtracks. Like if he chases, he'll go forward and then he'll come backwards and go this way
to trick you.
Yeah, that's why that's the only really challenging. That's the only challenging chase. Everything else is too easy. It's too simple-minded. The fox is the only one that's challenging.
Oh, that's interesting. That makes sense. I never thought about it that way.
And so now they say, well, the fox is the most reasonable animal. Let's try a human animal, see how reasonable he is.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed someone's done that.
That's
if you
what
think of all
they want
to
challenge reasonability.
Yes.
Let's see how he thinks. How does he think? How is he superior than us? Why are we superior? They're not going to do anything they think that's inferior than them.
Yeah.
They're gonna study what they're gonna attack or what they're gonna make their victim.
You need to wake the fuck up, because I don't give a fuck who you are. You're gonna leave me sitting out in the fucking cold and tell me it's God's plan. Bullshit. Ooh, I swear. You know what? I can't wait to hear your screams. I cannot wait.